Hey guys, welcome to yoga. We're gonna do some gentle yoga today. So I'm feeling a little off at some sorts. So really we're not gonna be doing anything too strenuous. So get ready to have a really relaxing kind of restorative practice. We're gonna be doing a lot of stretching and twisting and rinsing out the internal organs. And we're also going to work on some abdominal strengthening, just a little bit, nothing too intense. All right, so to get started, we're going to come down onto our mats into a seated position. So I'm going to take off my socks because I always take my socks off when I do yoga. It's just a better grip on my mat. So come into a seated position, whichever one feels best for you. You can come into cross-legged like this, or you can sit on your knees, really whatever you want to do. So whichever seat you're choosing to take, you're going to make sure that you're lengthening through the chest and your upper body. You're gazing forward, your spine is neutral, and your gaze is forward. So to start out, I invite you to bring your hands to heart center, and you can close your eyes. Just start breathing in and out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Again, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And really pressing the palms together actively. Breathing in, breathing out, relax the shoulders down. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in again and breathe out, maybe softening in the face, identifying any areas that you're holding on to tension and trying to soften those areas out. You can breathe into those spots, visualizing those spots. So just continue to breathe and then maybe set an intention for your practice. This could be anything like being easeful in a pose or being optimistic, bringing positivity to your life, anything along those lines. So continue to breathe for 3 more breaths. Inhale, open the eyes if they're closed, and bring the arms up overhead, gazing up. And exhale, sending them to the side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, send them down slowly. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fingers down to the mat. Again, inhale, arms up. And then exhale, twisting to your right. So grabbing the right knee with your left hand and twisting to the right. You're going to drop your right hand down to the mat by your butt. And then you're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, slowly twisting to the right. Breathe in, making sure that your chest is shining up and out. You're not punching in. You're actively drawing your shoulder blades back. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in. Maybe twist a little bit deeper. And breathe out, coming back to center. Inhale the arms up. Gaze up. And exhale, twist to the left. So take your right hand to your left knee and bring your left palm to the back of your mat by your left glute. Twisting to the left. Making sure that your body is upright and your chest is shining outwards. You're not punching in. Your spine is straight. So breathing in, breathing out, twisting a little bit further. Inhaling, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale, exhale. Notice if you're gripping your knee with your hand. Try not to do that. Be mindful of it. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. And then on your next inhale, exhale, back to center. So in this position, we're going to actually begin to stand up. So come up onto your mat, and we're going to start in Tadasana. So I will show it, I guess, facing you. You're going to want to start out with your feet together so that your toes are touching. You're going to want your calves and your thighs touching as well, squeezing in. You're going to tuck the tailbone down, lift up through the abdominals, so draw the belly button in and up, engaging your core muscles. Then bringing your hands down to your side, palms shining forward. Then really, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like pull your ribs in. And then exhale, drop the shoulders down and back. Inhale. And exhale, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, gazing forward. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. This is Tadasana, or mountain pose. So this is a pose that's really great for grounding, which we all pretty much need right now, given how everything is. All right, so from this pose, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up over hose, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. So I'm going to come to the top of my mat to do the next. So just stay folded. Breathing here. Maybe grab opposite elbows, coming into ragdoll, and bend your knees as much as you need to. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe rock side to side. Shake the head, yes. And shake it, no. Just letting go of any tension in the neck. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhaling up to extended mountain pose. Exhaling, bringing it down, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to high plank. Then back to downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, we're going to be planting our palms into the mat. Your feet should be about hip distance apart. Your chest is moving towards your thighs. Your hips are up in the sky. Your ears should be in between your biceps. Your hips are up in the sky. Breathing in. Your ears should be in between your biceps. Breathing out. Heels sink lower towards the mat. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in. Heels sink lower. And breathe out. Towards the mat. Maybe walk your dog out by bending into one leg and straightening the other. And just alternating through this. By bending into one leg and straightening the other. And just alternating through this. So if you're walking your dog, come into stillness. On an exhale, come down into your knees, come into the mat. And we're going to come into child's pose. So we're going to walk our knees as wide as our mats. Bring the big toes to touch. And walk the sits bones onto the tops of the heels. Reaching the arms in front of us, extending them out, palms to the mat. Bring your forehead down to the mat. And breathe. Reaching the arms in front of us, extending them out, palms to the mat. Bring your forehead. Relaxing the shoulders. Yet still reaching forward. Relaxing the shoulders. Breathe in. Yet still reaching forward. Exhaling. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Melting into your mat. Or whatever you're on. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Let it go. Breathe out. Start to deepen your breaths and your inhales. Breathing in. Pausing. And breathing out. Breathing in for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Pausing and exhaling. 1, 2, 3. So start breathing in for 3 seconds, pausing for a few, and exhaling for 3 seconds. Pausing for a few, exhaling for 3 seconds. Continue with this breath. The more deep and audible the breath gets, that becomes more like Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi breath is yogic breathing, and it's basically the breath that you use when you're practicing yoga. Obviously, breathing in any way is awesome and it's great, and there's definitely some poses that I struggle with by maintaining this breath, even myself. But you can try to use this breath throughout our entire practice today. So continue to breathe. Maybe reach the arms out a little further. Curling through the fingertips. Really pressing into the fingertips, lifting the knuckles off the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in and breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let it go. Come up to tabletop position. So for tabletop, you want to look for your wrists to be over under your shoulders and your knees to be under your hips. And you want to have a flat back. And your gaze should be down at your fingertips. To take some of the pressure off of your wrists, you can curl through the fingers. So like I said, lifting your knuckles off of the mat. You can also lift the palms up a little bit. This takes some of the pressure off as well. So to warm up, I was thinking we could do some wrist exercises just to get them limber and stretched out. So on an inhale, we're going to walk the wrists towards the front of the mat so that they're pointing at the. And if this hurts to any capacity, you should definitely feel stretch through your forearm, but it shouldn't hurt too much that you're, agonizing. So just listen to your body. If it feels wrong, then don't do it. So just breathing into the stretch, and exhaling. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, releasing the hands back, fingers towards the top of your mat. So next, we're going to breathe in and we're going to do a counter stretch. So we're going to flip the top of our right hand. We're going to put that down on the mat and lifting up through our arm. And you're going to keep the left hand pressed into the mat, curling through the fingertips. Gazes at your mat, at your fingers. Breathing here. On your exhale, release the palm back down. On an inhale, we're going to flip our left hand down onto the mat so that the front of our left hand is down on the mat surface. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, making sure that you're looking at your mat, down at your hands, or slightly forward on your mat. Breathe in and breathe out. And on an exhale, bring the left palm back down to the mat. And on an inhale, we're going to bring the insides of our wrists, they're going to point towards each other. So you're going to bring your wrists in towards the midline of your body. So breathing here, curling through the fingertips, gazing down at the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in once more. And exhale, bringing the palms back to the mat, coming to tabletop. Then on an exhale, let's sit back into child's pose, your version. So bringing the forehead to the mat. You can walk your hands back, or you can keep them extended. And just let go of anything you're holding on to. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Relax through the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Relaxing through the neck. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, if your hands and arms are at your side, bring them forward. And exhale. And inhale back up into your tabletop. So from tabletop, we're going to do some cat-cows. So on an inhale, you're going to gaze up Tuck the tailbone up. Bring the belly towards the mat. And exhale, tailbone tucks down. Chin comes to chest, engaging the core muscles. Inhale, look up, cat. Exhale, cat. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. So just taking your cat and cows at your own pace, following your breath. Trying to lift up when you're in cat and retracting in cow. And when you're ready, come back into tabletop to a neutral spine. Then maybe shake the hips side to side. Maybe do some hip circles. Warm up wrists. Maybe go the other direction. Breathing. And on an inhale, coming back to tabletop. On an exhale, sending the hips high, bringing the chest back towards the thighs into downward facing dog. So your palms stay planted on the mat. Again, your feet are hip distance apart. Your heels are coming down towards the mat, or they could even be on the mat. You can bend into your knees as much as you need to. You should be trying to make an upside down V shape. So you want your back to be pretty straight, neutral. So just hold here for a few breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Last one. Inhale in and exhale, coming down onto the forearms, setting up for dolphin pose. So for dolphin pose, you're going to want your elbows to be at about shoulder distance. You can clasp your hands together, or you can just kind of hold them. Then what you're going to want to do from here, you're going to want to walk your feet in as much as you can, sending the hips up. And then exhale, bringing the heels back towards the mat. You want to try to work to straighten your legs, but if you can't, that's fine. And just hang out here in dolphin for a little bit. Feeling any shakiness? Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, walking back, coming into dolphin plank. And exhale, coming back up, hips lift up, dolphin. Exhale, walking back, dolphin plank. Inhale, walking the feet in, dolphin. Inhaling, feet back, coming to plank. Inhaling the feet in, coming to dolphin pose. And then exhale, release it all down, coming into seated position. And bring your palms onto your knees, whichever seat you chose. And just breathe here. Feel that maybe your breath got a little heavier from the work we just did. Maybe your heart is beating a little bit faster than usual. Breathing into any of the parts that we just stretched in our legs, through our hamstrings, Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Lower the shoulders down, relax them. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, coming into downward facing dog. Bring the hips up. On an inhale, we're going to lift the right leg up. And then we're going to step it through into a low lunge. So you can either keep the leg lifted or you can bring it to the mat and go onto the top of your foot. Or you can keep your toes tucked so that in case you want to come back up. Either way, come into your lunge, coming to a 90-degree angle in the front leg. And trying to maintain a straight spine. So coming up, you can take the harder, or you can bring the arms overhead. Breathing in and breathing out, relaxing the shoulders down. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe feeling a little bit of shakiness. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And coming forward onto the left palm. Press your palm into the mat and bring your right arm and hand up to the sky. Gazes up at your palm. Breathing in. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Release the right hand down. So from your low lunge, we're going to come back and start straightening out the right leg. So for this, you're going to want to flex your foot to protect your knee joint. And then we're going to come into a stretch here. So try to maintain a flat back. By doing this, a good point is just to think about opening up your heart towards the front of your mat. And gazing at your toes is a really great point to look for this. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, exhale, maybe walk the hands a little bit further. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, coming back onto that right foot, back into your low lunge. We're going to come into lizard lunge. So to do this, we're going to keep our right knee like this. Then we're going to bring our forearms in. Well, first before even doing that, we're going to bring our hands inside to the left of our right foot. So you can either stay here with your palms planted on the mat, or on an exhale, you can come down onto your forearms. So you can do this with your palms planted on the mat, or you can interlace them, and then your gaze should be down at your hands. And while this is all happening, it's okay for your knee to come out to the right. That's what's supposed to happen. You should feel a really good stretch through your hips. You should feel a really good stretch for your hips. Being sure to breathe. Listening to your body if it's too much of a stretch. Maybe the stretch just isn't for you today. If that's the case, feel free to go to child's pose. Maybe the stretch just isn't for you today. If that's the case, feel free to go to child's pose. So hang out here for 3 more breaths. So hang out here for 3 more breaths. On an exhale, plant the palms back into the mat, coming back up into your lunge, and then rise back up into your low lunge. Bring the palms to heart center. Slowly and carefully. Then on an exhale, bring the palms to the mat, curl the back toes and the left foot, and step the right back to meet the left, coming into downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths to reset. Breathing in and breathing out. Micro bend in the knees. Breathing in and breathing out. Walking the heels closer to the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, send it toes flexed. And exhale, send it through to the top of the mat by your hands. Coming into your low lunge. So same as on the other side, you can keep the knee lifted or you can bring it to the mat. And you can keep your toes tucked while it's on the mat, or you can come onto the top of your foot. So either way, the only thing we want here is we want a 90-degree angle in our front leg. So coming into your version of your low lunge. Looking forward, taking the shoulders back away from the ears. On an inhale, rise up, bring the palms to heart center. Relaxing the shoulders down. Bring the arms up. Breathing in and breathing out. Gazing forward. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, maybe coming into a slight back bend. And breathing out, coming back to neutral spine. Breathing in, breathing out, relax the shoulders down. Breathing in, and on an exhale, take the right palm down to the mat and bring the left fingers up towards the sky, gazing up. Breathing in and breathing out, curling through the fingertips in the mat. Breathing in and breathing out, actively engaging the left fingers and hand. Breathing in and exhale the left palm back to the mat. So next what we're going to do is we're going to straighten the left leg, so the front leg. So we're going to walk that foot forward, then we're going to flex through the left foot, and you're going to want to not lock out your knee here. You're going to want to have a micro bend in it at all times. So trying to maintain a flat back through the stretch. We're stretching out the hamstrings right now. And just listen to your body. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Just be cautious and take care of yourself, nurture yourself. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, stretching, and breathing out. Breathing in, shining the heart forward, gaze is at the front of the mat or the toes. Exhale. Breathing in, exhaling, maybe walking the fingertips closer to the foot. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Let's inhale in, and exhale, coming back into your low lunge. So again, in your low lunge, you're going to want to have a 90-degree angle in the left leg. So we're going to come into lizard lunge. So for this, if you have your knee lifted, you're going to want to bring it down. You're going to want to come into the top of your foot. So to get started, you're going to walk the hands to the inside of your foot. And you can either stay here, lifting up through the hands, gazing forward. Or on an exhale, you can come down onto your forearms. You can either keep the palms planted, fingertips towards the front of your mat, or you can clasp the hands together. And your gaze, if you're on your forearm, should be at your hands. Breathing in and breathing out, opening up the hip. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And here, maybe you bring your left knee over to the left a little bit more to stretch. Breathing in, breathing out, let it go. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. And at your own pace, take 3 more breaths. And on an inhale, come back onto the palms, lifting back up into your high lunge. And then inhaling back up, hands at heart center, low lunge. And then exhaling the palms to the mat, stepping back to downward facing dog. Breathing here to reset. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Going to the fingertips. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, raise the right leg up. And then exhaling, send it through to the top of your mat, coming into Warrior 2. So for Warrior 2, you're going to have a 90-degree angle in your front leg and a 45-degree angle on your back foot. You're going to bring your shoulder blades together and your palms facing the ground. And your gaze is going to be over your right middle finger. And your hips are faced outwards. On an inhale, flip the palm and send the arm up and back. Bring the left hand down your back leg, maintaining that 90-degree bend through the front leg. or straightening it.
Maintaining that 90-degree bend.
On an exhale, we're coming back to warrior two. On an inhale, straightening the front leg, setting up for triangle. So for triangle, if you have a block, that's great. If not, you can use your shin. I have a block, so I'm going to grab mine and set it up for triangle on the right side. So bringing the arms back out, we're going to bump the hips back, lean forward, coming down to your shin or to your block. Your right hand will touch your shin or your block. And then your left arm reaches up, and your gaze goes up to the ceiling. For this pose, you want to try to stack your shoulders in one line. So breathing in and breathing out. Also be mindful to have a micro bend in your front leg and your back leg really too.
Also be mindful to have a micro
Breathing in and breathing out.
and your back leg really too.
Breathing in and breathing out.
Breathing in,
On an inhale, coming back up.
breathing in,
And exhaling, we're going to turn our toes in to come to a wide-legged forward fold.
and exhale.
So for this, you want your toes to be facing in, heels pointing out, only slightly, not too much. We're going to inhale, we're going to interlace the palms behind us, looking up. And exhale, start to hinge forward, come into a forward fold. Come to a flat back. Inhale and exhale, take it down, lifting the hands up, rinsing out the shoulders, bending as much as you need to,
Rinsing out the shoulders,
maybe adjusting your feet.
bending as much as you need to.
Inhale
Maybe adjusting your feet.
and exhale. Inhale, exhale,
Exhale.
and exhale. Palms come to the mat.
Exhale.
Inhale, hands come to your hips.
Palms come to the mat.
Exhaling. Inhale, slowly come back up
Come to your hips.
to standing.
Exhaling.
On an inhale, your right foot is going to face the top of your mat. Then you're going to walk your back foot in about
On an inhale,
2 to 3 feet distance between the back heel and your left foot. Square the hips forward, and you can either grab your right wrist, or you can come into reverse prayer, which reverse prayer looks like this. I'm going to take the wrist. So on an inhale, gaze up, exhale, coming forward to a half lift. And exhaling, folding forward, even further into the pose towards your knee. And exhaling, walking the hands down the leg, maybe to the mat. Inhale, and exhale, release any tension in the head and the neck.
Exhale. Release any tension in the head and the neck.
On inhale, we're going to come back up to standing. And then we're going to inhale, step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, arms overhead, maybe a slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold, plant the palms, and step back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, resetting, preparing for the movements on the left side.
Take a few breaths here, resetting, preparing for the movements on the left side.
On an inhale, lift the left leg up. And exhale, send it up in between the palms at the front of your mat, coming into warrior two. So for warrior two, again, you want a 90-degree angle on the front foot, 45-degree angle on the back foot, well, 90-degree angle on the front leg, rather. And then you're going to bring your shoulder blades in together, palms facing downwards towards your mat, gaze over your left middle finger. On an inhale, flip the palm, bring the arm up and over and back. Right hand comes to your back leg. Maintaining that 90-degree angle in the front leg or straightening it. On an exhale, coming back into warrior two. And inhaling, straightening the front leg. And then this is the chance where you can grab a block or a book or something. Or you can use your shin. So bring the arms out. We're going to bump the hips back. We're going to hinge forward, coming down to our shin, or our block, or our book. And this time, the top arm's going to be up. The right arm. Breathing in, breathing out, gazing up at the hands. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, trying to stack the shoulders. Breathing in, and breathing out. On an inhale, coming back up to standing. And then for this pose, I'm going to face you. So we're going to come into another wide-legged forward fold. So again, as last time, we're going to have our toes facing in, heels pointing out. So this time, you can come into reverse prayer, or you can clasp your fingers or your hands again. Again, we're going to look up, and exhale, coming to the mat. Inhale, and exhale, and exhale, the palms down to the mat. So we're going to make sure that all our hands are underneath our shoulders. And on an inhale, we're going to lift the right arm up, gaze at the ceiling. Trying to maintain our hips so that they're at equal distance, that they're level. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, exhale, release. Then on the left side, we're going to inhale the left arm up to the sky. Breathing out. Breathing in, twisting, and breathing out. Inhale in, exhale out. Inhale, exhale, release. On an inhale, bring the hands to the hips. Exhale. And inhale, slowly rise back up. And on an inhale, we're going to bring the right toes to the top of the mat. Or actually, I think it's left for you. I'm doing it on the wrong side. I flipped it. Sorry. You're going to point your left toes to the top of your mat. And we're going to walk the foot in 2 to 3 feet distance. And when I say feet distance, I mean your actual feet. Okay. So then we're either going to grab the left wrist, or you can bring your palms to reverse prayer. So inhale, looking up. And exhale, folding forward, coming to a flat back. For this, the shoulder blades are drawing together, gazes down at the mat. And then exhaling, you can fold further into the knee. And you can walk your hands down the front leg, Bring the hands to the mat.
You can walk your hands down the front leg. Bring the hands to the mat.
Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in
Breathing in
and breathing out.
and breathing out.
Breathing in
Breathing
and breathing out.
Breathing out.
Breathing in, coming back up to standing.
Breathing out.
And then on an inhale, bring that left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, arms up overhead.
Inhale.
Maybe back bending slightly.
Seat the right.
Exhale, fold forward.
Arms up overhead.
Inhale, halfway lift.
Back bending slightly.
Exhale, fold.
Exhale. Fold forward.
Inhale, rising up. Exhale,
Exhale.
bring the palms to heart center.
Inhale.
So for the next pose, we're going to do a bouncing pose. And this is one that maybe some of you are familiar with, maybe some of you are not. We're going to come into tree pose. If you've done yoga before, you have probably done this pose. So we're going to start on the right side. So to start, you can either keep your foot planted on the ground, bring the weight into the right leg, or you can take it to your ankle, or you can lift your leg up and bring your right foot, oh, I'm gonna fall. I'm like watching myself. Bring your right foot in to your left thigh. Inhale, the palms to heart center. So pick a leg variation and just make sure that you don't put it on your knee. So you're gonna wanna lift up, exhale, releasing the shoulders down and back. Inhale, exhale, engaging the core. And then inhale, grow your branches. So there are many arm variations that you can take. Pick one.
And then inhale, grow your branches.
Breathing in, breathing out, gazing ahead. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe looking down at your mat if you're having trouble bouncing.
Breathing in,
Maybe gazing up.
looking down at your mat if you're having trouble bouncing.
And then on an exhale, bring the palms back to heart center. Inhale, exhale, releasing down. Then we're going to take this on the left side. So we're going to bring our weight into our right standing leg. You can keep the foot planted, bring it to the ankle, or bring it up to the right inner thigh. So pick your variation, avoiding the knee. Inhale, the palms to heart center. Breathing in and breathing out, relaxing the shoulders down. And breathing in, grow your branches to whichever variation you'd like to do. Breathing in, breathing out, gazing forward. Breathing in, breathing out, maybe looking down at your mat if you lack stability. Breathing in, and breathing out, maybe bringing the gaze up overhead for a challenge.
Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe bringing the gaze up overhead.
On an inhale, bring the palms back to heart center. And then exhaling, releasing it out. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to come down onto our mats. We're going to come into staff pose. So staff pose is where we extend our legs out in front of us. We're going to flex through the feet. We're going to maintain a neutral spine, so making sure that our chest and heart are facing forward. And then we're going to bring our hands down next to our glutes, and our fingers are going to face forward. Arms are straight. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and feel how much your muscles are working right now with your feet flexed. And breathe out.
Feel how much
On an inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, start leaning forward into a fold.
Bring the arms up.
So you can grab your feet if you're flexible enough, or if you're like me, grab your shins or your ankles, wherever you can reach. Breathing in, shining the heart forward. Breathing out, rounding in. Breathing in, coming up, shining the heart forward. Breathing out, rounding in. Breathing in, heart shines forward. Breathing out, rounding in, stretching more. Breathing in, heart shining forward again. And breathing out, reaching a little bit more if you can. Curling in. On an inhale, coming back up to staff pose. So then we're going to come into down onto our backs. So we're going to slowly, with control, come down onto our mats, trying to keep the heels on the mat. So for this, we're going to do some supine twists. So you're going to inhale your right leg in to your chest. And then we're going to bring that right leg over to the left. And the right arm's going to come over to the right, gaze over the right hand. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. On an inhale, bring the left leg back in, hug it in. Maybe come up to hug your knee. And exhale, the head back down. If it's not, release the leg out. Inhaling the left leg in, hugging it in. And exhaling, sending it to the right. Bringing your left arm out to the left. Gaze over the left hand. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, making sure that your left shoulder and your right shoulder are on the mat still. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, bringing the left leg back to center. Exhaling. Breathing in, maybe hugging up, almost touching your knee with your nose. And then exhaling, releasing the head back down and the leg back out. Coming into Shavasana, or rest pose. So for this, we're going to bring our legs out as wide as our mat. You can either keep your palms on the mat for grounding, or you can keep them up for receptivity. To be open to new things, to new people, new ideas, new events. I think I'm going to choose grounding given the current situation, but pick whichever you would like. Breathing in and breathing out. And I invite you to close the eyes if you're not. Breathing in, and breathing out. And for those of you that might be experiencing lower back pain, you can bring the feet down to the mat, or you can come up to a seated position. Breathing in and breathing out. Continue to focus on your breath and your presence. Feel into the areas of your body that feel good. Maybe feel into the areas of your body that don't feel too good. And if you have any areas that don't feel good, try breathing into them and see how that feels.
And if you have any areas that don't feel good,
So continuing to breathe, I'm going to read a couple of quotes before we end today's practice.
so continue to breathe.
I saw these online. They're kind of generic, but I felt like they resonated with me. So the first quote is, "You cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside." So I felt like this obviously is very open-ended. It could mean a lot of different things. But to me, with the current situation, I was thinking it kind of makes sense because, we can't control what's going on, but we can control how we react to what's going on. And there's not really much that we can do. So the best thing to do is just to try to make the best of it and just try to find the positives within the negatives, even when it's such an awful situation. Then another quote that I found that I thought was really awesome was, "Strive for progress, not perfection." And I think that a lot of reasons that people are turned off from yoga is that they think, oh, I'm not flexible enough, or I'm not strong enough, or I could never do that pose, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. And yoga is not about what you can do. Yoga is about trying. As long as you're trying, you're doing yoga. I mean, honestly. I know a lot of people who would not try yoga because they think it's only for girls and stuff like that. So honestly, yoga is for everyone. There's yoga that's super intense. It's in the heat. You're like constantly moving. That's what I'm being trained to teach at my studio. There's yoga that's very gentle and restorative and just really great at targeting the nerves in your body. And that's really great too. There's a whole bunch of different types of yoga. So there's bound to be one that's for you. You just have to be open to trying. So from your Shavasana, we're going to start bringing movement into our hands and into our feet. So wiggling through the fingers, wiggling through the toes, moving the feet back and forth.
Wiggling through the toes.
Then maybe doing some wrist circles. And then going the other way.
Maybe doing some wrist
on an inhale, coming onto one of your sides, flipping over to rest.
On an inhale, coming onto one of your sides, flipping over.
On an inhale, pressing into the palm to come into a seated position. And come to whichever seat is most comfortable for you. So on an inhale, we're going to bring the palms to heart center.
Whichever seat is most comfortable for you.
And exhale, the shoulders down and back.
Bring the palms to heart center.
Inhale, breathe in deep.
And exhale, shoulders down.
Exhale, side out.
Inhale, breathe in deep.
Inhale, another deep breath.
Exhale, side out.
Exhale, side out.
Inhale, another deep breath.
On your next inhale, bring the palms up to your third eye, or in between your eyebrows.
On your next inhale,
And the light inside of me recognizes the light and the divine inside of you, every one of you. I'm so happy that you're here to practice virtually with me on this Sunday night. It's really awesome that you're getting out and moving and doing stuff on a night when typically people, you are in, but you're still moving and doing things, so it's really great. Breathing in, breathing out, bowing forward. Namaste.
Breathing in.
And exhaling, the hands down. And then now we're going to give ourselves a hug because we just did some pretty hard things, I think. So we have to give ourselves some self-love, some gratitude for ourselves because we love ourselves so much that we do these hard poses because they're only going to bring us more health and happiness. Not necessarily happiness, but hopefully better health will make you happier.
Not
And exhaling, releasing the hug, and then coming up and going on about your night. I hope you all had a great practice, and I thank you all for coming and watching. I know it's not exactly the most zen setup. I'm kind of in my boyfriend's mom's living room, but I'm trying. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next Sunday. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching.